Okay, we are live on YouTube. Let's wait for a couple of minutes. Then we'll get started with the webinar. Okay, I will start now. Hi Ajay, good evening. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, yes, Pankaj.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to this free webinar on master dataset concept for self-service analytics. So today we have Ajay Babu Inturi. He having more than 10-year corporate experience and related to Power BI. He's having more than 6-year experience. He's currently working with a GANPAT with a senior Power BI developer designation. He is also speaker for multiple forum. He is actively involved in Microsoft, you can say Fabric community. He is also super user from Microsoft community. So at the end, we will have the Q&A session. In between, you can post your question on comment section and make this particular webinar on interactive. So speaker will be on interest to share the multiple thoughts and knowledge on different concept related to data set. So over to you, Ajay. You can get started.
Yeah, thank you, Pankaj. Such a wonderful introduction for me. Yeah, just I'm sharing. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know once if my screen is visible to you. So, right, my screen is visible to everyone, right, Pankaj?
Not yet, not yet. Stop sharing my screen. Can you share your screen now?
Mhm.
Yes, it is visible now. Okay, you can get started.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, thanks, thanks, Pankaj, for confirming. Yeah, hello everyone. As Pankaj said, my name is Ajay Babu Intori. Just I'm working as a senior Power BI developer at Genpact, and today we are going to discuss about how to manage a single semantic model to connect many reports. So this is our topic. So whatever you have any questions, right? Just you can post in the comment box, and we can pick all those questions at the end of the sessions. And let me put it on the presentation mode. So yeah, this is today's agenda. So first of all, we need to understand the problems of the multiple data sets. Like when I say data sets, so the semantic models, basically when we are using the same data, like database tables and creating a multiple semantic model sets. So that we need to understand first. And the second one is how to create and like what is the master data set concept and why we are using, and the benefit, and the third is the benefits of using a single semantic model for many reports. And after that, how to build and publish and manage this master data set. And finally, just I'm giving a um, demo for the best practices and the real world implementation, and followed by the Q&A. Just I don't have much slides, just we are basically focusing on the demo. But the problem statement, right? So as I told earlier, so many organizations and the many teams are creating a multiple semantic models using the same data or a same database tables. So when we are using the same data in our in all our semantic models, so it will increase our data inconsistency and high maintenance performance issues. So let's discuss about all these three key points. Like these are the key points. So data inconsistency. So how can we see the data inconsistency in our all reports? So let's say I created one report and you created one report, and some like one more people from our team, they created their own report size. So when we are creating our own reports, or when we are creating like multiple reports using the same data tables from the data warehouse, so sometimes it may be inconsistency because of the we are using the same data and redundant work for the reporting and analytics purpose. And the high maintenance, why we are using why it is high maintenance? So the same, like multiple people working on the same data and the same reports. So because of like we need to use high resources, like huge resources to create all these reports, and do perform the ETL transformations, and performance issues, like how it will come performance issues. So performance issues will come when we are refreshing a data set in Power BI services at the same time. Like we can say in between 1 hour. So when we are pulling data from the data warehouse, at the same time, like all the multiple reports sending a request to the data warehouse to bring the data. So at that time, the data warehouse may be throttle because of the license or some other hardware network issues. So that we need to optimize using this uh, single semantic model or a master data set concept. So what is master data set? So the master data set concept is a practice of creating and standardize the semantic model that will be used for the many reports. So if you are able to see my screen, so there is a one semantic model and the multiple data sources. Just I'm testing purpose. Just I used only the CSV files only. It may be Redshift, or it may be Azure, or it may be some other data sources. So you can use any data source to create our semantic model. So once the semantic model is created, the semantic model is on top of the semantic model. We created the other like reports for the same using the same data. Let's say this semantic model having a sales, marketing, and the customer success, and the other portfolio, right? So when we are using the same semantic model, so we don't need to create uh, multiple reports, or we don't need to call the same data source. So right, so that's why we are creating a single semantic model, and on top of that we are connected to the report, and within the report we are creating our visuals. So the concept behind the semantic model is ourselves the master data set. We are not creating any visuals, or we are not creating any measures until unless the measure is used for the all the four reports. So if the measure is used only one report, then you can create in the report itself. So that is the basic idea behind the semantic model. Benefits of using the master data set. So already I told, right? Consistency, single source of truth, efficiency. So how can we increase the consistency? So One model ensures that everyone in the organization is working with the same version of the data. So it means uh, I'm developing a one semantic model to pull data from the different sources, and I'm transformed it in a way so that everyone can use that semantic model. So when we are doing that thing, the data is consistent in all our portfolios like sales, marketing, and other departments, right? So single source of truth. So I'm not creating a multiple data sets or multiple semantic models for the each and every portfolio or each and every department. Just I am creating a single semantic model for this for each and every department. That is our single source of truth. Efficiency. So how can we improve the efficiency? So when I'm creating a single data sets, it won't pull multiple times, or it won't request multiple times to bring the data from the data warehouse. So it it will lead to basically performance the semantic model performance. So also we are not doing multiple transformations, and we are not doing two or more resources to create other reports. Just one resource, and he created a semantic model, and just we are publishing it to Power Base services. Then the analysts or the end user, they can create their own reports on top of the semantic model. So how to build and publish a master data sets? So define a common data model. So how can we define a common data model? First of all, we need to get a proper requirements from the different teams, so that they can create their own reports at their end. So once we get the common data model, common data, so we need to consolidate all those requirements and pull the data from the different data sources and club it and do all those transformations, and whatever the calculated columns are parameters they need, right, they required. So you have to create at your end. Once it is completed, then you can publish it to Power BI services. So row level security, like I'm putting it optional. So why I'm putting optional, you can ask me, so why you are putting optional? So when we are building a report and we are maintaining, as a BA person, we are maintaining that report. So at that time, we are keeping a RLS as a high importance. So we are not keeping RLS here as an not high importance, because we are not managing any reports and we are not creating any reports. Just we are creating a data model, and they can create their own reports on top of the single semantic model. So why we are not putting here? So let's say I'm working as a sales department, you are working as a marketing department. So you can create your own report for yourself and for your team. So at that time you don't need RLS, until unless if the organization is organization is saying like we have to set up a RLS for each and every department. They don't want to see other departments revenue and other department metrics, right? So at that time only we can set up a row level security. And then once all these all these three steps completed, right, so then we can publish this data set into the Power BI services. So the last slide. So best practices and demo. So after this completion of slide, like we will jump into the demo session. So I will tell you like how we are creating, and how can we pull the data, and how can we create a report on top of semantic model, right? So as I told earlier, right, calculated columns and tables relationships can't be created in the report itself, because the report is connected as a live connection. So you need to remember uh, what type of calculated columns, parameter, and relationships are required when we are defining a data model, or when we are crafting a semantic model, right? So you have to careful at that time. So once everything is defined properly, so you can start working on the Power BI semantic model and publish it to Power BI services. That's where the report is connected as a live connections. Once the Power BI semantic model is published to the Power BI services, so if you want to do any changes at report level, no. you can't do it at report level because the report is connected as a live connection. So whenever you want to do any additional changes or new changes to the semantic model, again you have to implement those changes in our single semantic model, and again publish it to the Power BI services, and then the whatever the new changes or additional changes reflected in our report, so that on top of that you can create your visuals and etc. The method or type permits the creation of measures exclusively on a reports, right? So I'm telling you, right, you can only create measures exclusively on a report basis, even if you want to create it in the master data set, right? So you can't create any calculated columns or measures in the report itself. Since the master data set used by multiple reports, right, it should be properly optimized to ensure a optimal performance and avoid bottlenecks. So I'm creating a DAX. So in a way, something different. So you are creating your own way. So everyone is creating their own way, but ultimately we are getting results. But sometimes what happen, the performance issues will occur. Recently in my project, like one of the guy do we want to do some calculation, like we have to do some division calculation. What he did, just he did just numerator divided by denominator, like he used forward slash symbol. So sometimes it is giving a nan number, sometimes it giving a infinity. So instead of that, you can use divide function directly, so that Power BI can understand we are dividing something, right? So this way we can optimize the performance of the report. And even if you want to see the performance, like how our measures and the calculated columns are um, performing, so you can use a performance analyzer in our Power BI report. So whoever developing this report, like report, I'm basically saying report. So whoever wants to create their own reports, they do have contributor access to the workspace. If the viewer has only viewer access to the workspace, in that case, that user has built built permissions to that semantic model. So there is a two kind of privileges. Based on that, they can create their own reports. One is contributor access to the workspace, and the second one is if the user has a viewer access to the workspace. In order, we have to give build permission to the semantic model, so that they can create their own report on top of the semantic model. I'm going to a demo. So currently, the World Cup is going right. Just I am pulling up my old report, this IPL report, and anyway, we are going after the IPL, right? After the T20 World Cup, so IPL is starting. So this is the way I created a report, and yeah. First of all, I wanted to let you know how I am doing. Just right, everyone knows how I am doing this transformation, each and everything. Just I pull the data from the different sources and just transform the data within my desktop application, like as a import mode. So once this report is complete, the semantic model is complete, like just you you can assume the semantic model doesn't have any visuals. Just after completion of the semantic model, just I publish it to the Power BI services, and you can see mm, the sample data set. So just I wanted to give some glance about this, like how this semantic model is connected to the other reports. And after that, I will tell you like how can we connect the semantic model to that report. If you click on the view item lineage view, so this single semantic model is connected to the multiple reports, right? Report 1, report 2, report 3, and report 10, right? So this is why, for example, let's say report 1 is related to the sales department, and report 2 is related to the marketing, and report 3 is the some other department, right? So this is how they can create their own reports on top of the semantic model. So let me show you how can we connect that. So I'm taking a one new Power BI file. So we need to connect the semantic model as a live connection, right? So before that, I wanted to highlight something here. Currently, we are seeing report view, table view, model view, DAX query view, and TMDL view, right? These four options are visible. So let's see what happened after connecting the semantic model. So I'm clicking on the get data, and you can choose directly as the second option, Power BI semantic models, or click on more options and click on the Microsoft Fabric. So here also you can the same option, Power BI semantic models. Just click on the Power BI semantic model and hit the connect button. So we need to select our report. So this is my report, like what the sorry, this is my semantic model. So on top of this, I need to create one report. So make sure if you are working on a real time, right? So you can see test environment and the production environment and the dev environment. So make sure select the respected environment, and like environment nothing but is workspace. You select that semantic model and click connect button. So the semantic model is connected to this report. And earlier, right, I told you earlier report view, model view, report view, table view, model view, and TMDL view. But now it is showing only report view, model view, and DAX query view only. So the TMDL view and um, the table view was disappear because of the connection as a live connection. So you can see here connected live to the Power BI semantic model. After that report name, sample data set, sorry, a semantic model name, sample data set in analytics workspace. It is a workspace name. So sample data set is a semantic model name in analytics workspace is a analytics workspace name. Just you can remember like whenever you want to see this kind of live connection, right? Just you can on come here and check the in which workspace for in which report to connected this report. So once the semantic model is connected, right? So on top of you can create your own reports here, create your own visuals here. And before that, I wanted to show something here regarding the model view. So as I told you earlier, right? So you can't able to change any relationship here because the report is connected to live connect as a live connection. So what if you want to need any changes, then again you have to go back to the well, sample data set, right? Sample data set or your data or your data model. So and you have to change the relationships whatever you require, right? So that is one thing. After that you need to publish that semantic model to the Power BI services, and again you have to close this report and open, and then the new changes will be reflected in the report. So let's try, is it possible or not. um, Just I'm taking, so it is a name, right? I wanted to bowling match. So yeah, I wanted to again do some changes here. No, it is not allowing. Okay, let's see. Can we able to delete this? I'm clicking, right clicking on this relationships. No, it is not allowing, right? So as I told you, so it won't allow you to change any relationships. So, and one more thing, like I told you one thing about this live connection, right? So we can't create a calculated table or calculated column. See, this is match date, right? So I wanted to create a okay, match year, match month. Say, let's see. So I'm seeing only two options, new measure and quick measure. So it is not allowing me to create new column or new table. So we can only create measures at the report end. So it is not allowing us to create a new table or new columns or any parameters as well. So what these three, remember, new calculated column and the parameter and the new calculated table. So these three things, if you want, you have to create in the data model itself. So it won't allow us to create these things in the report. So let's see. I wanted to create some visuals here. So match here. In time. So team code. Okay, it's taking discount. Let me take match ID. So whatever you want, you can create your own visuals in the report level once it is completed, and just you can publish this report. Where it is. Just I'm selecting my workspace and just I'm publishing it to the workspace. So yeah, it is published, right? So let me check, is this published or not? So it is published. And let's see, is this connected to the same single semantic model or not? Click on the three dots and go to view item lineage. See, it is connected to the same sample dataset model. So why you are not seeing the remaining other three reports, right? So just I am seeing this report item lineage view, not semantic model item lineage view. That's why we are seeing only one only one report here. So let's say I wanted to add a new column for the match summary. So I wanted to add a match year for the bowling summary table. So I'm going to create. So after completion of my request, right, I got a new one more request, additional request to add a match year to the each and every report. So match year. So let's see, is it coming in our report or not? Let's see. I'm now opening the same report number 4. So the table matched it, but there is no match here. So I think why it is not showing here, because we made that changes like we made that change in the semantic model, but we are not publishing the semantic model yet, right? So again we have to publish this semantic model to the Power BI services. Just replace it. Yeah, it's completed. So let's see, is it visible in the report or not? So still we are seeing, so not seeing the new additional column in the report. Just you need to close this report and reopen again. I'm going to the polling summary and see now it is matched. Now it is reflecting in the report as a match here, right? So in this way you can create create their own reports, like end user they can create their own reports with their customized reports, right? So but we have to remember, like whenever any additional request or any additional changes to the semantic model, as a BA developer we have to do take care of that, like any specific team, any responsible team to take care of that, so that they can create their own reports. Otherwise if we are doing multiple persons making changes to the semantic model, right? So we can lost at any point like consistency in this semantic model. So just I am taking one example as a the IPL data, right? So if the each team wants to create their own reports, right? So they can create their own reports on top of this semantic model. Just they don't have build permissions until unless they don't have build permissions to the semantic model or a contributor access to the workspace. So this is how they can create. This is how we can optimize the data semantic models and improve the efficiency of the our reports. So also we can reduce the data warehouse bottlenecks using the single semantic model. And there is one more concept left. uh, I would tell you like a bit later. So before that I will show you the access part. I think everyone knows you can go to the manage access and you can add any people as a like viewer, right? Let me type my name only. So you can see viewer, admin, member, contributor. If I am a contributor, then definitely I can build any report on top of that semantic model. So if I am a viewer, definitely not. So I need a build permission to the semantic model. So make sure if the user as a contributor to the workspace, or I'm showing that option as well, sample dataset, and go to these options and manage permissions and add user. So allow recipients to modify the semantic model, no. Allow recipient to share the semantic model, no. Allow recipient to build content with the data associated to the semantic model. So right, so these options should be enabled when we are granting a access to the specific user, right? So this is how we can able to provide the access to the semantic model. So, and someone asks, so can we add another data model, like, right? So let's say Chennai Super Kings wants to add some more data to the report, right? So at that time, we we have to convert, like currently it is connected as a live connection, right? So connected as a live, right? So we have to convert this connection as a direct mode, and then you have to get data. You have to add any data source using the get data option. But the thing is, when we are doing so, it will consume most of the resources from your machine, and sometimes your machine also will freeze or will crash at that time. So you have to a proper ram, and once you have to you have a proper ram on your machine. So if you are able to complete that process, right, just you have convert this live connection as a direct query connection, and you added the another data source to the semantic model. So what happened, so it will take huge time to process our data, because that report has a mixed mode or a dual mode. So because of that, it has a bit some latency when we are doing creating any visuals, or when we are refreshing any visuals, right? So it will be a bit it will be some latency at that time. So I am going to try to this. Let me, maybe I hope my system won't be crashed. So yeah, so it will give a pop-up message. To make changes your model, you need to switch a direct query connection. This requires a additional local mode, right? So just I'm clicking add local mode. So it will take some time to convert live connection as a direct query connection. Wait for some time. So it is asking, like, do you need all the tables to convert as a direct query connection? Yes, I need all the connection, until unless we don't have add another table to the report. Just I'm clicking. So the direct query connection is completed, and let's see how it will be displayed here after. So now I'm going to add one more file. It's working on it. Let's wait. Otherwise, if we do all the tasks at a time, so my machine will be freeze. Yeah, okay, completed. I'm adding one more data source. So just I'm adding a random table, players table. So I'm hitting transform button. Mm, what happened? See, so as I told you, right, when we are doing these thing, clicking transform button, okay, and close and apply. Okay, yeah. Earlier there is no table view and dual view. Now we are able to see table view and the TMD view, right? Just go to table view and let's see like what kind of data available here. So it's showing blank, right? Why it is showing blank? So because we are not selecting any table. So all rounder. So this table cannot be shown because it's not import mode, right? So just we are create like we converted live connection as a direct query mode. That's why it is not showing here. And like for all the tables except the dim players, so this is the import mode. That's why we are able to see the data here. So rest of the like all the details, right? You you can see blank here. And let's check how it is showing the model view. And where is the dim table? Yeah, I think everyone can aware of this, like why it is the color code behind the idea. So when you are seeing this blue color line, right, it is a direct query or a live connection mode. And if the table doesn't have any color, right, so it is obviously on the import mode, right? So we have to remember these things. And let's see, can we able to add a calculated column in the bowling table? Just I am going to modeling tab. Yeah, so just I'm trying. Match month. Just I'm clicking hit. It is created. Let's see, is this reflecting? But yeah, it is not reflected in the import mode, right? So it just we created a calculated column. So this is how we are using single semantic model. The basic idea is when we are doing multiple data sets, when we are doing creating a multiple semantic models, instead of to create a single semantic model, and then you can connect your report to the that particular single semantic model, and you can create your visuals on top of that. So so this is very useful to the end users or analysts. Yeah, especially for these two persons, so they can create their own reports, customized reports. So we are not going to create like each and every person's request, right? So we can't able to provide facilitate all those things. So just we are doing single semantic model and publish it to Power BI services, and just we are going to inform the teams, hey team, you can create your customized reports on top of this semantic model. And whenever you have any additional request, right, so they can inform us like I need this column in the semantic model. So at that time again we are we are adding a new column or new calculated table or new parameters to the specific semantic model. And also uh, some organizations having same data, like all the departments data in the same table, like in the data warehouse. So at that time also this concept very useful, and currently we are implementing the same concept with my client. So they are very happy using this concept, so that the organization having a lot of analysts, and apart from the BA team, right, so they are doing their own analytics on top of our semantic models. So yeah, this is the basic idea behind the the master concept. uh, Pankaj, do we have any questions?
Okay, so you are done with
Yeah,
the
presentation, yeah.
okay. Yes, we have few questions from the audience. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like I will take a few. There are
Mm-hmm.
multiples. So Ketan is asking, okay, if he has created modeling from flat table, okay,
Mm-hmm.
then is there any chance to lose the granularity of the data from original table? Like he is having that issue.
uh, Sorry, what he's asking, if
He has created dimension modeling from the flat table. Okay, let's see, he
fact
has
table,
given
okay.
and then like he is saying that the table granularity will be lost in that case. Is that true? Like how to handle this particular issue?
um, we can't last that a dimension table because we created on top of the fact table, right?
Uh,
So that will keep in our semantic model. So until unless we are not like when we are publishing the semantic model to the Power BI services, right? So it will be available to the end users, like for each and every department, so not only a single department. So Ketan is let's say Ketan is working for some other department. He requested, so hey Ajay, I need this kind of data or this kind of dimension table from the fact table. So I created it and I published it to the Power BI services. So then the dimension table is available for the everyone. So until unless the other teams wants to utilize the dimension table to their analytics, so they can use. Otherwise that will be available only for the that particular person whoever requested the dimension table.
Okay.
um,
Okay, and another like important question, like that is the question for everyone. If we are working with a direct query mode, then how to deal with a time intelligence calculation?
so yeah, that's a
Yeah.
very
That is a
good.
loophole in the system. Okay, in
Yeah,
short.
exactly, that's a good question. But yeah, uh, that yeah, I would suggest you to. So if you want to use a time intelligence function, so definitely not, we are not able to utilize the time intelligence functions in the direct query mode. So instead of that, you can request your data warehouse team to create whatever the kind of metrics you need, right? So to create to create our metrics in the data warehouse side, so that we can directly use that columns in our visuals. So that is only one way we can use time intelligence functions in the direct query mode.
Okay. So in short, in a backend system, we need to create all the calculation. So in
Yes,
front end, we'll use the Power BI for visualization purpose. So
yes, exactly. And yeah, and one more thing, just I want to call out here, when we are using direct query mode, so everyone knows a bit delay when we are connecting to the direct query connections and the data rendering or visuals rendering, right? So
mm,
a little bit delay on the direct query connections.
correct, correct. So as we interact with the report visual, then our latest data will be refreshed and come into the like
Yeah.
visual level. So like in
Yes.
other mode, we need to refresh the data set. Then we can see like we can either schedule a gateway or we can refresh manually. Then only like recent data will be there. But in direct query, we have to interact with the visual. Then the Power BI will interact with the backend system and bring your latest data. This is how
Yes.
the system will work.
Yes.
Okay, the again question is related to time intelligence. So they're like we need to have some work around like create calculation in the backend, or we can use the composite mode. Okay, like that also in some
Yeah.
cases that may be helpful.
Yes, that's also works. But yeah, one thing we need to keep in mind. So what table we are keeping in the direct query connection, and what table we are keeping it in the import mode. So as far as I know, like the fact tables, some of the fact tables we are keeping it as a direct query mode, and so we have to fetch up to date data, right, for the fact tables. So dimension tables are always in the import mode when we are using a mixed or a dual mode, right? So that somehow it will reduce some data latency when we are using this mixed mode. But yeah, whoever is asking this question, right, so just careful when we are doing the dual or mixed mode.
Mm. Yes, yes. Like in many of the projects, so how we are doing, okay. So like fact table usually contain the transaction data and the
Mm,
size of fact table is bigger as compared to the dimension. Okay. So dimension will be into import mode or we can say composite and fact will be in a direct query mode. In
mm.
that way, we can work with this model structure. Mhm. Another question, like so other are general question like I have learned the Power BI and how I can get a job or how to start learning the Power BI. So do you want to take this question like just little bit from your
Yeah.
end?
Yeah, definitely. So whoever asked this question, right? So Power BI is a very good tool. So, so if you have only Power BI technology, so you can't survive somehow. You have to SQL, at least you have to SQL Server or MySQL, whatever it may be. So these two combinations you can survive in the industry. On top of that, if you are interested, you can learn a few other things, right? Python and the Power Automate, all those things. But if you are going to data analytics side, the Power BI is a very good tool. I would recommend you to start. And even right, Pankaj has a YouTube channel, so there are learning learning resources available in his YouTube channel, so that you can start with that as well, and also you can connect with Pankaj regarding this regarding guidance.
Mm. Yes, yes. Like, in order to get started, we should at least focus on a two tool, like either SQL and Power BI. This should be mandatory. Then we can have the additional tool like Fabric is there, or we can learn the other Power Automate, Power Apps. But in order to get started, we should focus on Power BI, basic to intermediate knowledge, and then SQL. Okay, like
Yes.
mostly 90% of the organization data is into database that may be on premises or on a cloud. So to work with the data, we need the SQL knowledge. So that is the go for this particular question. Okay, I think we are good to. Okay, like we have taken most of the question. Okay, okay. To summarize, I will just summarize this session in 2 3 minutes. Okay, so whenever we are working with the same data, assume that you are working with a different departments within the organization or maybe different business unit, and you have all data deployed into one warehouse or any one particular data source. So when we are connecting to Power BI for each report with the same data source, there will be huge load on your backend system, and the capacity will be utilized for each particular report even in Power BI as well as your data warehouse. Okay, to optimize the capacity, to minimize the resource utilization, so this master data set concept is good to go. Okay, so once our data is like published to Power BI services using single source, from that we can create a multiple report. Let's say you have more than 10 department, 20 department, even your business is operating on multiple countries and you want to create a report country specific. Okay, then you can create from single source of truth. Okay, anyway, you want to do anything changes, then you can go to the semantic model, you can make a changes. So if that is not the case for individual country, you need to go to the data source in backend, you need to change the logic. But with this concept, you have to make a changes in a one source and you will see the like all your report updated with that particular changes. So single source of truth. Then in terms of governance and data security, you can manage in a better way, and it will help to save the capacities, resources, even you can say the resources related to machine and all the things. But resources like human also, you need a minimum people to monitor these particular data sources. Okay, this kind of structure should be follow, and recently with the Fabric, people are migrating to this concept. Okay, on multiple organization, even in my company we are working on such migration. So thanks again, Ajay. It was nice webinar from your end.
Thank you, Pankaj. And yeah, I wanted to thank everyone whoever joined this session on YouTube or the Zoom call, right? So I wanted to thank because today is Saturday, right? So everyone is going out and chill out, right? So
Mm.
thanks to everyone and spending this much time. Thank you, Pankaj.
Yes, thank you, Ajay. Thank you all for joining. We will have the another session on upcoming Saturday. Stay tuned. Okay, thank you all.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye.